Science, the pursuit of knowledge, the unraveling of the universe's mysteries. But what happens when this curiosity edges toward the macabre? When the quest for knowledge supersedes our morals? This isn't about mad scientists cackling in their labs. These were real experiments conducted by respected institutions, often funded by governments. They were designed to answer questions, push boundaries, and sometimes they ventured into terrifying territory. We'll delve into the chilling details of experiments that went too far, exploring the motivations behind them and the ethical dilemmas they pose. These stories are not for the faint of heart. They involve human subjects, vulnerable populations, and methods that will send shivers down your spine. But within these tales of horror lie valuable lessons about the nature of science, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and our responsibility to protect the human condition above all else. Prepare yourself. We're about to journey into the heart of scientific darkness. Remember, sometimes the most unsettling truths are discovered in the shadows. 1939, Iowa. Inside the University of Iowa, a young Wendell Johnson, a speech pathologist, embarked on a study that would forever stain scientific research. The target, 22 orphaned children, unaware they were about to become pawns in a cruel experiment. Johnson aimed to prove stuttering was a learned behavior, using these children as his subjects. Half the children were praised for their fluency. The other half, labeled stutterers, faced relentless criticism. Day after day, their self-esteem was chipped away. The results were devastating. The children withdrew into themselves. Their speech faltered, riddled with hesitations and repetitions. The monster study left an indelible scar on their lives. The University of Iowa issued a formal apology in 2001. The monster study serves as a chilling reminder of ethical boundaries in science. The Cold War, a time of paranoia, espionage, and a relentless race for technological superiority. In the shadows, the CIA embarked on a top-secret project, shrouded in secrecy and driven by a chilling ambition: mind control. This was MKUltra, a program so sinister, so ethically bankrupt that its mere existence would send shockwaves through the nation. The goal was clear: to develop techniques for manipulating human behavior, creating assassins, extracting information, even wiping memories clean. LSD, hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and sensory deprivation were employed, stripping away individual agency. Dr. Ewen Cameron subjected patients to drug-induced comas, electroshock therapy, and forced listening to repetitive messages. Patients emerged with severe amnesia, incontinence, and an inability to function independently. MKUltra remains a chilling example of how far governments are willing to go in the name of national security. August 1971. The Stanford Prison Experiment, a social psychology study led by Philip Zimbardo, aimed to investigate the psychological effects of power dynamics. 24 male college students deemed psychologically stable were randomly assigned roles as either guards or prisoners within a simulated prison environment in the basement of Stanford University's psychology building. The guards, outfitted with uniforms, mirrored sunglasses, and wooden batons, were instructed to maintain order but given minimal guidelines. The prisoners, stripped of their identities and assigned numbers, were subjected to mock arrests, delousing procedures, and the constant threat of psychological torment. What unfolded over the next 6 days shocked even Zimbardo himself. The guards, embracing their newfound authority, became increasingly authoritarian and abusive. Prisoners, stripped of their autonomy, exhibited signs of emotional distress, depression, and learned helplessness. The experiment, initially slated to last 2 weeks, was abruptly halted after just 6 days due to the escalating levels of psychological abuse inflicted by the guards. The Stanford Prison Experiment became a landmark study, albeit a controversial one, demonstrating the profound influence of situational factors on human behavior. It showed how easily individuals, even those deemed normal, can succumb to the corrupting influence of power and authority. The stories we've unearthed are not mere ghost stories from the annals of science. They are cautionary tales, their shadows stretching into the present day. They remind us that scientific progress must always be tempered by ethical considerations, and that the pursuit of knowledge should never come at the expense of human dignity. These experiments force us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, our capacity for cruelty, our vulnerability to manipulation, and the ease with which we can abdicate our moral compass when placed in positions of power. The legacy of these experiments is not one of despair, but of vigilance. We must learn from the mistakes of the past, ensuring that the pursuit of knowledge is always guided by an unwavering commitment to ethical conduct, informed consent, and the protection of human life above all else. Only then can we ensure that the shadows of these experiments do not eclipse the promise of a brighter, more humane future.